Okay, welcome back to Theme Journals. I'm April, and today we are going to start working on the book cover itself. I've got a prototype for you. As you know, we put on these a while back. Now these, now that I got the book plates done, look absolutely lovely. I need to leave room for the sunflowers that I'm going to do like that for the front. So I don't have, my stencils are too big that I own, so I have to buy another stencil, and I'm still waiting for money to order the stuff from Amazon. So this is the interior. I had a whoopsie here, so I tried to align this corner. You can sort of see it. Once it gets this on it, you know, it won't look so bad. That looks pretty good, but that was, I punched a hole through the cover thinking that I could do this, and I'll show you what I did. I did this, and I didn't realize that with the thick, how short these little brad things are, they were never going to reach through this. I wasn't thinking. But anyway, it's first thing in the morning. So anyway, that was that. And so what I've done is I put on the ribbon. See how pretty that is? On both sides. So this is the ribbon clasp. I put a beautiful sunflower fabric on the interior of the spine. Then I put these on boards, chipboards, and looks like I missed a corner here. Just a minute while I glue it. All right. Let's see, where's my lid? Yeah, you don't want to misplace your lids. All right, there. All right. Now, sometimes you may need to clamp it. Now, I own a bunch of clamps. This is one thing I will buy from the $1.25 store, is the clamps, because they are very useful. All right, there. I let this sit under books and overnight, and I think that clamping works better. But for the spine right here, I needed to adhere it better than what it was adhering, in my opinion anyway. So anyway, I'm going to walk you through all these steps. It may be a couple of episode video, but that's okay. We got time. Well, not really. I've got to get cracking on these because I've really got to get sorted out for my next couple of videos or next couple of journals. Some of these journals I'll probably have to work off camera on just to get them done, because I'm opening my Etsy shop mid-April. And we're already 1st of February. And I've got Mother's Day I have to get done. And I've got 2 commission works that I absolutely got to start. And I've got all the stuff in my Amazon shop, but I don't have any money to purchase it. It's a vicious little circle. So anyway, I will figure that out. Not your problem. Okay. Now, this is the ephemera pocket for the front. And let's see here. I have 6 matchbook ephemeras. Ooh, don't fall on the floor. You pick them up like that. They like to go like that. I thought they were going to go flying all over the floor. Yeah, okay. These are not the matchbooks. All right. I got to separate the matchbook pockets from... here they are. At least I thought they were here. Oh, I know I made matchbooks for this. Uh-oh. Yep, I made matchbook pockets, all right. All right, no biggie. So what I've got is, for each one of these, I'll put this here, this here, and then I've also got a tag pocket. So I need to get the tags somewhere. I'll probably put them on one of my, I could just clip it in, make this a floating pocket. And I might do that. If that's the case, then I need to stencil the backs of these. So I'm going to have to think on this. Yeah, I do have to think on this. Usually what I do is I put the matchbox, or the, see, this is the matchbox, what I'm telling you. It's a notepad that I made like a matchbox. You know, the old-fashioned matches that had the flip top. Well, that's this. And usually what I do is, this is what I normally would do. I don't know what I was thinking. I would, oh, I know what I was thinking. These are too big. I had to fold these around. I had to fold the envelope around this. That's what I had to do. All right. Now, so hang on, let me think. So this is also what I could do, is I could put this in here and put this on the back. Yeah, put that envelope on the back. This I have to think about. Because then, because the way I did my, let me show you something. If you watched yesterday's video, you know these are my signature covers. And usually what I do is I put ephemera here and here on each of my signatures, and that's my signature cover usually. But I don't know, I went crazy with these signature page, or these envelopes. I just got on a roll. Yeah. Well, let's see. Maybe, because I want, you know, you guys to have, you know, the people who buy these to have, you know, ephemera to put on each of the individual pages if they want. Or they could, you know, use this ephemera for something else. I could do that. Nice and now you know why you absolutely must have writing boards, because I put in chunky stuff. All right, I think that's what we're going to go with. So that means I will have way too many pockets. That's okay. All right, well, see how you problem solve on the fly? That's how you do it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to see, oh boy, yeah. Okay, the problem I'm facing right now is this is a very glossy paper, and it doesn't adhere very well to anything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a mark here, mark here, mark here, 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 and here. Okay, and within these marks, I'll show you how I'm going to make it so that I can, oh, this is perfect, at least down here. I'm going to scruff it up just a wee bit with my sanding block. And by scruffing it up, it takes the gloss off. And I don't mind taking the gloss off, so I can actually, so that I can actually glue it on. You have to make sure that you don't scruff it where it's not supposed to be scruffed. All right. So I wonder if this is unclogged from yesterday still. We are going to find out. Usually I don't have this much problem with this particular thing. Nope, sorry, didn't mean to bump you. Usually I'm pretty good about that, not bumping it. The last couple of videos in here in the craft room anyway. Well, it's Monday morning and I know this won't premiere until Friday morning. So I hope you've had a really great week crafting. I've got videos set up all throughout the week to premiere at 6 p.m. on Mountain Standard Time. So you can look forward to that. Oh yes, I wrote myself out a reminder because I always forget. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Ring the notification bell so that you can get notices when new videos come up. All right? So thank you for doing that. I really appreciate it. And let's see if we can get some glue out of here. And it laughs at me. But think by now I'd learned to clear the clog before starting the video, but not quite yet. I've watched some crafters spend most of their on-air time trying to clear a clog, and yeah, sorry about that. I don't want to take up your time while I'm trying to clear a clog. Clog. Yeah, clog. Clog, not clog. I guess it's spelt the same, isn't it? Spelt the same and means something different. Clog is a shoe and a clog is something that blocks. Oh boy. Sometimes I amuse myself. All right, sorry I didn't mean to bang you again. By the time I get this unclogged, the stuff I already have down here will be dry. Because this is acetone glue, and as soon as the acetone, evaporates, it's dried. That's why crafters like it, because it's really fast adhering glue, and it really adheres your stuff to the page. Yeah. Okay, let's get some down here because it's dried already, I'm sure. All right. All right, so you sort of line it up where you did your little notations so that you can sort of hide the fact that you made some notations on your thing. All right. Now the good news about this side of it anyway is that it'll be easier to scrape because you only have a little bit around the entire thing in which you need to adhere it, just the outside. All right. All right. I'm sure you're cringing that I'm scraping such beautiful paper, but it's the only way I'm going to get this stuff adhered. All right, let's see if we can get this. Aha, let's see. See, this is, okay. When I turn this over, I'm going to show you what happens if you don't scrape it. Because I didn't realize, you know, glossy stuff is really hard to work with because it doesn't like to glue. And I particularly like origami paper, and this is origami paper. And origami paper, because, you know, it's totally meant for something different than what I use it for. When you don't scrape the back, this is what happens. So we're going to run this across this. And then we're going to do this. So every one of these that I have on the bottom hiding the writing on these pockets, we're going to have to crack and re-glue every last one of them, and then scrape at the bottoms of them. And I didn't think you could scrape paper like that. Well, I found out a new trick. All right. Put the lid on that. Now, that's the beginnings of your how you prepare your journal. The last thing I have to do, the two last things that I have to do now is, let me show you. I was measuring how many of these I needed last night. Let's see, this is, this one's the 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, this is the 5 journal one. All right, now, so I have my I call these my sample journal pages, my sample signatures. And I put it in like that, and then I go like this to see how it fits. I look this way, I look down here. It looks like this one, and I may only be able to, now that, all right, hang on. Let's take, oh, I took 2. So only take 1, April. So this is how I know how many signatures my journals can hold. Now, the thing is you don't have to have this on the inside. You could use this as a separate thing, and then you have room for 1 extra signature. And to me, having extra room to write is the point of a journal. So what I'm going to do is, hang on, I experiment with everything, including the clasp, to see how it's going to work out for me, and how to, let's see, clasp it without it. All right, hang on. Okay, so this is basically the sample. This is how I do it. I don't adhere these signatures in until I'm sure that that's exactly the way I want my journals. So this is the way it looks like from the bottom, the side, and the top. I also won't be adhering that until I get these in. So what I'll do is leave this floating, and when I package these, I will put a little piece of tissue paper over these so this doesn't get scratched in transit, and I'll put it at the back with a pretty ribbon all the way around it. There you go. Yeah. Okay. So that is how you know, how I know that I'm getting really close to the end of the project, is when I can start experimenting like this. All right. Okay, so I'm going to take those signature pages out, and voila, we're back to, now I do hidden journals, hidden spines. That's what I like the most. So I will teach you how to do that, as well as how to adhere your pages in on a hidden spine. But for now, we're just going to leave this the way it is. And I'm going to show you how you go from this to that. This to that. Okay? All right, so the first thing you decide is what you want for your clasp. I've already decided that, and I've already cut the pieces. Now, you want these, you want to adhere this down like so, because what you want is for the sunflower to be up, if that makes sense. Okay, I'm going to pretend that makes sense. Because when you clasp it, if you have it like this, then the only part that's going to show is the white, or the negative side. That's what they technically call that, is the negative. So I make a mark with my glue, and then I go over like so. All right. I go from the mark all the way down to the bottom of the thing with my hand. I eyeball, oops, where I want this on the, you know, little equidistance between here and here. And then for this one, I go like this, and then I fold this one over, and if they align, I move it until it aligns together, and that's how I measure. Yeah. How do you like that for measuring? And then I take this glue and do the same thing, going down to the edge. I will have to measure. And because you can see it seeping through, you know exactly where the line of demarcation is for that. All right, before it decides to adhere permanently. Let's see here. Sometimes you need to put it directly down on the book cover. That's okay. Now, there is something I should have done before I put these down, but that's okay. I did this backwards the last time I did it too. All right. All right, welcome to my mess. Ugh. These are skewers I use to make my own charms. Ugh. I've got to find a better place. Ugh. Ugh. I skewer my own hand. You know, the domino effect. Oh, you've seen it in person this morning. Ugh. I don't know how that happened. Well, I guess I'll have to re-watch the stinking video to find out. Ugh. Oh, what's that? I have no clue. Ugh. Ow. Yep. The skewer got me good. All right, let's try this part too. Now I think I got everything put back here. Yeah, I do. Trash from Christmas. Brilliant. All right. Okay. Now let me go and get my I should have it here. Yeah, my gold treasure gilding polish. And I just use my finger. You're probably not supposed to. So basically what you want to do is match the border of the book to the front. I should have done this months ago when I first did the front of the covers, but I didn't. So now I have to, because you want everything to look matchy-matchy on the... And you want to come down on these sides, because these sides will be visible under the chipboards that we put down. I call them chipboards because they actually are chipboards. Because as I told you, I save a lot of cardboard. Cardboard from cereal boxes, cardboard from, you know, any type of packaging type cardboard. I save it, and not every size is really conducive to using it in your junk journals, but you'll find a use for all of it eventually. For this, I will be using my cereal boxes, and I tend to hoard my cereal boxes. Anyway, my different types of boxes and cardboards. All right. Now, while that dries, I'm going to set this aside, and we're going to get the next portion of this project ready. A lot of it is glue, do something, let dry, prepare the next step, glue, let dry, prepare the next step, glue, dry. Yeah, you get the idea. They're smart people. Well, I hope you have a great week. I know it's weird for me to be filming at this time in the morning. Usually I'm running out the door for work. My car broke down last week, so I have to go do some things this morning for that. But car places don't open until about 8 or 9. But first I have to go get some towing insurance. All right, so we're going to set this aside and let this dry. All right. Now, I have gotten 2 sets of this very shiny, glossy card origami paper, and I am going to prepare it now for use as prepare it for the chipboard. There we go. Oh, blah, blah. I can't talk this morning. Okay, now. So I'm just taking the edge off. I'll show you the books I cut these from. Literally, you have to cut them. See, for some reason, they think it's a good idea to use glue for this spine. And of course, when you use glue, it seeps into the pages. And so you have to cut the pages out. So that's what I did. But now I have to, cut these, the rough edge off. But I'm going to keep those and put them in my scrap box because they'll make fun little pieces for my snippets. Okay, now you bring your thing back. And I always place it where I want it. All right, so that's where I want it. Right there. So what I do to mark the edge is just fold it back until I get this where I want it. Now, is that really where I want it? No, it's not. When you fold paper, it tends to smoosh out. All right. Now is that where I want it? That is okay now. All right, so what I do is I flatten it back out now and make, let's see here. Oh, these aren't the same. They're similar, but they're not the same. Oh, razzle dazzle. Well, we'll use this on the back one because on the back you won't know that they're not quite the same. There's always a workaround. Always. All right, then you get out your handy dandy thing again, and then you line up your crease. I've got glue on my hands and it's driving me crazy. All right, then now I have 2 lines, and the one I want is right here. Let's see. Yeah. And you want to align the crease at the top and the bottom with your cutting line, and that's how I measure. Oh, forgive my head. I have to lean in and make sure that I'm cutting at the right spot. All right. Yeah, these definitely are 2 different ones. They're similar enough. Okay, so that's where they're going to go in a little bit. All right. Now, okay, let's back up for just a second. Normally, I would punch through here for this. I put it where I want through, and I use my awl, and I punch through. But because of my problem with these little things, I'm not going to do that this time. What I am doing, because, you know, you still want to have those nails hidden, or these little holes are actually for nails, because these book plates used to go on the card catalogs at the library back in the day. So I just dated myself terribly. I mean, they still have a card catalog, but it's on the computer now, and you just type in whatever you want, and then you get the aisle number. No, not us. We had to go to the proper drawer. You had to find the proper drawer in order to find the reference number of where to find the book in the library. Oh yeah, that was always fun. So this is what how I don't. If you do this, you could stab underneath your nail bed, and that hurts. So I open them up with my awl, and you would sort of want to put them along the line here so they're not seen from this side. All right, there you go. So that's that. What I'll do at the end is I'll use my E6000 glue, and I'll glue this to the front. All right, now let's get back to the next step. Okay, so you set these aside temporarily, and these are my cereal boxes, and I'm going to cut down the side here to open it up. All right. And then you just use the lines to cut down like so. Choose one side of this corner crease to cut down, either the inside or the outside, but then once you're committed, you just keep on cutting along that side all the way down there. Now I keep this for circles and whatnot. or clasp closures, I should say, circles. Yeah, I use my punch stuff with that. And that's when I use brown instead of white cardboard. Sometimes I'll use this for the backing of this. Instead of this yellow, sometimes I'll just use this and I'll cover it with a fabric or something. Or whatever I'm doing for the... So basically what I'm saying is save these pieces because they will come in handy. Now I'm only going to demonstrate one complete journal, and I'll do the rest of them off screen because if I'm not trying to concentrate on talking, then I can concentrate on doing these very quickly. All right. Now, we're going to take this and gently, you don't want to sand a hole in it. Now, if you're not comfortable, if you don't have one of these, you can use modeling paste. I use modeling paste on my first one, on my demo one, wherever that went to. Oh yeah, here. So instead of roughing it up, I used modeling paste on the bottom. So I think roughing it up just gently is a better option than modeling paste. It takes a lot less time, it's less messy. So I'm glad I got brave and decided to try my sanding block handy thing. All right. Now you want to try to glue as fast as you can because what you want to do is have enough time to finger smoosh the glue out to the edges. You absolutely have to do that because you want the edges to stick down. You don't want them popping out at any given time. No, 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 no. Now if you're going for shabby chic, that might be a totally different thing. Although I heard that the term shabby chic has been copyrighted, so I don't know. I don't see how they can copyright it, but anyway. Weird things are happening in the world today, that's for sure. And if you can't get it to the edge, you just put more on and bring it to the edge. All right. Let's quickly all right. Now, there you have it. Now, I have two different types of bone folders. This is a plastic one, but it's long enough that it covers the entire thing, so it smooshes the glue out really well. So I don't use this for normal bone folding stuff, but it will, but I do use it for this. All right. The one thing you want to be very careful of when doing this on a piece of paper is you don't rub a hole in it, but you also don't put a crease in it. So you want to make sure that you're holding it down and going the opposite direction of where you're holding it. Yep. We're going to put some more down just to be safe. All right. All right, there we go. Put the lid back on. All right. Then what you do is you cut this out very carefully. Just follow the paper in a straight line. On all 4 edges. You keep the bigger pieces of cardboard and you can scrap the other pieces. Or you can scrap the bottom side here. All right. All right, throw that away. And we'll put these on the side. Put them up all at once. Right. All right, I'll put these in the box. Be right back. Okay. Now we got these handy dandy little glossy cereal box chipboards. Yep, you get out your handy dandy sanding block again and you scratch the back because you'll take the gloss off, and you can be a little bit more vigorous with this because, you know, it's not going to go through the cardboard itself. Now, if you don't want to accidentally breathe in fine cardboard dust, put on a mask. Now, I take a napkin after that and get all the fine, see all that dust? Yeah, that's what you want off of there. See? That's the dust. All right, so here we go. We've got these two. Now we get our little thing back. Now we already decide, now before we can put this down, we've got to cut the center fabric out. But this is the way, this is the goal right here. Okay, all right. So we'll put that aside and let's take a peek at our fabric. Now I use pinking shears for this. You can use straight edge scissors. Pinking shears tend to make it so that your let's see. I know I cut off one end of this. I don't know where the cutting went. Oh, here it is. All right. All right. I don't know if I'm going to keep those. I probably won't. Okay, I just decided I'm not keeping these. and they're driving me crazy, and they're making a mess all over my desk. So in the trash you go. Sometimes you just have to make a corporate decision. Yeah. I know, I'm being a type A personality. Sorry. Oh, don't do that again. But there's just some things I can't craft and have a dirty desk. And I know that's an oxymoron because it looks like I have a filthy desk, but it's organized mess. So anyway, let's move on. All right. Now, when you put fabric in the dip here, it uses up more than you would think. So, I want this to be my top right here. So I'm going to pull that up just a little bit. All right. All right. Pinking shears. All right. Now I need enough. Okay, let's do something else before I start deciding how long this is going to be. I want to see that. That's what happens if you don't pink it. Now, if I'm very fortunate. One of my best friends, Linda, is friends with a lady who's been a seamstress for the last 50 years. And they are cleaning up their sewing shop of all their scraps that they've kept for 50 years. And I said to Linda, can you ask them, instead of throwing away all that fabric, if I could have it? And they said yes. So this is some of their fabric. So thank you, Renita, and Renita's mom. Sorry, I don't know your mom's name, for giving me the fabric. So I'm using the fabric. Yay for using fabric. All right. Now I'm going to cut along this little seam here because I don't want that thick seam anywhere near what I want to do. No, I don't need a turnover seam like that, so I'm just going to cut it off. And I put my fabric and my paper scraps together, and I'll deal with those later. All right, so there we have it. Now we've got the height, and now we have to decide the width of the cut we're going to do. So remember, when you put the glue in here, it's going to dip down and retract. So you need to leave enough room to allow that to happen. All right. Okay, so for this, I'm going to use art glitter glue. And the first thing you put the glue on is the inside of this. Now the art glitter glue is very, very liquidy. So you want to definitely use your finger to spread it. And this glues fairly fast, but not as fast as the clear glue I use. Beacon 3-in-1. Yeah, that's the name of it. Now, you want to sort of glide the fabric over to the height that you want it, right here, and then smoosh it and put it into the this is another thing I use this for. It's my smooshing tool because, you know, that tool's got glue on it now. All right, and then that's how you retain your spine shape. There you go. All right, and then you do this, instead of doing it on the book, you do it on the fabric here. And you, again, you don't want to use a lot because it's really liquidy, and what you do is you all right, then you take it like so, and you go back like that, and if it wrinkles, just pick it up and put it down real fast because it will give you a little bit of adherence time. If my smaller snout was thing was working right, then it wouldn't come out so fast, but it's not, and it is. All right, Munchkin, hang on. Now, if this is too far down, you've got to pick it up real fast and sort of give it a trim. That I won't save. There. All right. And don't worry if your fabric is all wrinkly, because as you can see, my fabric when I started out was very wrinkly. No, it's not, because the wrinkles get stretched out. All right. Again, you want to work from the back. I want to sort of try to put it down at the same time, top and bottom, but yeah, best laid plans of mice and men and all that jazz. And when you get the glue on it, it also changes the shape of the fabric. I struggle with this portion of the all right, I have learned if you cut at an angle, if you can get it angled like so, it tends to come out straight. It's weird, I know, but that's just the way that is. All right. And there you have it. Now, again, you can go back in and do that. You can take the, I don't worry too much about the wrinkles because of this. Let me show you. Now, and the spine will be hidden mostly, or this portion of the fabric will be mostly hidden by the spine, but there's a reason why I put this down. It's to hide a couple of things. Here, let me show you on one that I haven't done yet. Hide this portion of it. Also to hide this. All right. And then what I'll do is on my hidden spine, I'll also use this fabric. So when you open your pages, you see fabric instead of cardboard or whatever. So there you have it. So get it down to where you want it. I am going to put the lid on this. I've got to figure out what's wrong with that spout and why it doesn't want to send glue out of it. Anyway, that's something for a different time. There. Still got a little bit of wet, but not wet enough to take the glue off my finger. All right. Yeah. Sometimes you have to look really closely at the fabric that you're using, because like with this one, it has honeycombs and bees, and the bees are all going up. So on both sides, you want the bees going up. All right. Okay, again, with the edges, you've got to smoosh it out to the edges. And I'm not working fast enough this morning. I don't know why I'm so slow. But yeah, I'm being slow this morning, and everything is drying really fast on me. All right. Well, here we go again. Just a minute, Bandit. Hang on. He's been a good boy. Been up for a while. All right. Bees are going up. No. Now they're going up. All right. See why I needed the border of the gold? Yeah. All right. Now, I'm going to use this as a smooshing tool. Try to get those edges smooshed up with glue. Now this is where you really want to work fast, because now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these under heavy books and let them dry under weight, so hopefully the edges stay down without having to use my clamps. But you know, clamps are always an option. Mister. Mama's almost done here. And your claws are still sharp. Yeah, I need to put more glue in this bottle, but anyway. All right, again, you got to look for the bees so that you don't get it upside down. All right. Okay, I'll be right back. All right, now I've got that under. Okay, get down. All right, so that is that, and that's how I do my book covers. I hope you enjoyed that, and you'll try one on your own. And remember, like, share, and subscribe, and ring that notification bell so that you can be notified every time I put up a new video. Thank you, and have a great day. Bye.